And now we have the winners of today's second quarterfinal game. The Covington Catholic Colonels, Coach Scott Ruthsatz, players Bo Shue, Cole Von Handorf, and Andy Flood. Coach, comments?
Well, I thought second half, similar to yesterday, was a half where we kind of just we ran our sets, we handled their pressure for the most part, and we rebounded. We had some big guys step up. When we got in some foul trouble, Will Hepler, for instance, tonight really did well. Banging inside. I thought we executed everything offensively that we wanted to, and I thought defensively, just going to a zone, trying to keep them out of the lane. They were so good getting in the lane first half, where he was able to get in the lane and dish or score either way. So we knew that was an issue we needed to address. So what we decided to do was we're going to take our chances on them shooting perimeter jump shots. And then once you do that, though, then the other caveat to that is you have to rebound the ball. So I thought we did a really nice job of rebounding and then being able to get out in transition after that and get some easy buckets in transition. So that really helped us out to kind of get our momentum going and kind of to push the tempo of the game.
Questions? Right here, Cath.
Coach, you mentioned Will Hepler. It's got to be one of his most important stretches he's played in his career. He played great today.
Absolutely, and there's games when Will might get a minute or two, and there's some games he doesn't play at all. And what we always try to get our kids ready mentally, because it's more mental than it is physical at this point in time. But he's a great kid. He knows his role, and he went out and he just executed. We told the guys early on, all our guys that could potentially sub in, that you really need to be aggressive. These guys are very aggressive. They trap a lot. You cannot hesitate when you get the ball. You have to go, and you're going to miss shots. You're going to get shots blocked. That's just part of it. But you cannot back down. Once they give out you opportunities, you got to take them. And if you make or miss them, we'll deal with it when it comes.
Hey, the players, you go into the fourth quarter, Shue's on the bench, I think Rose was on the bench. What was the attitude of the team going in that fourth quarter? And then you ended up taking the game right there.
Yeah, with Bo having 4 fouls, one of our leaders going out, Will Hepler took his job, he stepped up, and he's been waiting all year for it, so he finally he stepped up and played his role. But we just had to have some leadership, and Bo came back in at the end of the fourth quarter, picked it up, and we pulled it out.
Could you want to comment on that? I mean, that was pretty impressive, that the fact that you had 2 starters out and you basically pulled away without 2 starters. And at that time, Bo was your leading scorer.
Yeah, I mean, but that, I think it goes back to, in practice and these guys having to be ready. And we thought we could get opportunities, but the one thing you cannot do is go in there, scared. And, we talked them up as much as we could about going in there, being aggressive. And don't worry about mistakes. Everybody misses shots. Everybody has turnovers. Just go out there and play to your ability, to your role, and you'll be fine.
Bo, any comment on the job you did on the boards against those guys?
I remember after the first quarter, Joe Frederick came up to me and said, "You got 1 rebound. That's not enough." So our coaches do a really good job of motivating us to do better when we're not doing as well. I thought I did a decent job on the boards tonight. Not as many as I'd like to get, but I'd just like to give Will Hepler that shout out. I can't believe how great he played. It's amazing when guys he doesn't play a lot of minutes, gets into a quarterfinal of a state game and somehow pulls all that off. It just shows the depth and the heart that our team really has.
Final questions?
Coach, could you just talk a little bit about the matchup tomorrow?
Well, we got a chance to watch them the game. They're very big and athletic, and we're going to have to do a really good job of getting opportunities. You never know what kind of defense they play. They play a different type of defense and against their final or their quarterfinal today. who knows what they're going to play against us. We'll be ready for, you know, the 2-3 zone, the 3-2, pressure defense, a little bit of all that. But, you know, I think what it comes down to now is, other than matchups, what can we do to, you know, help counteract maybe some of the size disadvantages we have, or things like that. So, you know, we'll look at some tape of not only today's game, but some other games that they played, and kind of see, you know, what options we have, and what things maybe they don't do well, because they do a lot of things well. They're very well coached. They play hard, and you know, we'll just have to kind of take a look and see what they allow us to do in the half-court set. And you know, defensively, we're going to have to put schemes together that are a little bit different, and just try to get them maybe to not, you know, to kind of keep them out of their comfort zone.
And he just give you a shout here. Speaking for the players that weren't starters last year and come into this, you know, this tournament and you know, being able to get to the semis, what's it say? Like Bo mentioned, the depth of this team. What's it say about the guys that are newcomers to this whole thing?
It just shows how hard work in the summer pays off. Guys like Cooper and Grant and Shoemate didn't take much minutes last year. And I guess just worked hard this summer. Joe Frederick getting us in the gym every day, getting shots up. You know, that's where players are going to be this summer. So yeah.
But you come in without, I mean, a lot of pressure in this situation. This big arena.
Yeah, you just gotta act like you've been there before. And I mean, we've been playing NKU. It's just as, I mean, not just as big, but we're used to it. Getting to watch last year, you know, it's not a big thing. It's not a big deal. I guess we're used to it, so that's all I gotta say.
He's got this.
Final questions. Coach, congratulations and good luck in the semis tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks, fellas.